Greetings and welcome to our crochet connection. My name is April Diane, and today we will be working on the Winging It stitch, which is found on page 69 of the Big Book of Crochet Stitches by Jean Leanhauser and Rita Wise. You can find a link to this pattern inside the comment section of this video, and by purchasing the book via the link that we provided, you help to support the creation of these videos. So I thank you so much for your support in advance. This pattern is actually deemed an easy stitch, and while it has several steps, 9 rows to be exact, it actually is pretty easy. It really is. You just have to get the repetition going, okay? So the first thing I want to go over with you, if you're new to crochet or you're beginning again, is how to create the slip knot, okay? So I create the slip knot. There's many ways to do it. I put the free end in front of my 2 fingers and I pinch it with my thumb, like so. And then I wrap my working end of yarn around and making an X in front with my 2 fingers, okay? See the X? Then I flip it over, and with the mouth of the hook facing down, I go underneath the first loop, grabbing a hold of the second loop, pulling it underneath the first loop, and lifting it up. And you saw I turned my fingers as well. Lifting it up, wiggling my fingers out, pulling the 2 pieces of the yarn down and the hook up, and I create my knot. And then I separate the 2. Okay? And I separate them so that the knot gets closer to the hook. As you know, this knot does not count as a stitch. It's just how the hook and the yarn are joined. Okay? The next step for this pattern, it actually says to make chain multiples of 6 plus 2. Okay? 6 plus 2. A total of 20 is what I decided to make. I did 6 3 times, which gave me 18. And then I added 2. So you do the first number. Any number divisible by 6 is what the first number means. And then after you do any number divisible by 6, then you can add on the 2. Okay? So you could have done 24 and then plus 2 would have gave you 26. Okay? So instead I did a total of 20. And now I'm going to chain 20. Okay, so you know a chain is simply a yarn over and pull through. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you'll notice that I keep my hand in place when I'm doing my chains to keep my foundation row even. Sometimes they twist, and this is how you keep them from twisting, by holding it in place. You see how I keep my thumb there and I pull down and I just move it up a little bit. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so I have a total of 20 chains. All right, and we can count them. We don't count this, remember. We count them by, you see, they look like V's to me. Sometimes they look like a long braid also. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay. Now the pattern says for row 1, it says single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Okay, so this isn't the chain, this is where the hook will go insert, right? This would be the first one, the first chain. This would be the second. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the first one, here's the second chain. I want you to know that a chain has 3 parts, okay? It has the front loop, which is the loop that's closest to you, and it has a back loop, which is the loop that's furthest away, so on the opposite side, okay? And then it has what is known as the back bump. You see that little piece protruding out, making that hump there? That's the back bump of a chain. They all have them. So now I have my chain on the side so you can see that little bump it's sticking out. Often it helps to fold the chain so that you can see the back bump sticking out. Okay? Now, I mentioned that also because when you're determining what your next insertion point is, you want to keep it consistent, okay? For certain projects, you know, I like to use the back bump so that the bottom of the piece and the top of the piece are the same. For this particular pattern, it doesn't matter if I use the back bump. So I'm not going to take the time to use the back bump because it can be a little tedious, but it looks so pretty at the end. It just looks consistent. But I wanted to share with you that there are several insertion points that you could use for the chain for deciding where you're going to insert when you're working with the chain. And as you can see, this is the first one. This will be our second one. This is going to be where I insert. This is the chain that I'm going to complete the stitch in, right? That's what I mean by my insertion point. Now, where do you go? Well, you can go in through the front here, right? Now, what happens generally is that when we go in through the front, we pick up that back loop only, okay? For me, that's okay. However, sometimes it causes the yarn to stretch, and when that happens, the holes tend to get big. So to prevent that from happening, I also, when I'm inserting it in the front, I also put the back bump onto the hook as well. So now it looks like I have 2 loops on my hook, which is really just the front loop. The back loop and the back bump. But it looks like 2 loops, okay? This helps to prevent the yarn from stretching, okay? So you have that option as well. Or you can take it and put it completely, flip the piece over and do just the back bump on your hook, okay? Which is generally my preferred insertion point. Okay? So for today though, I'm just going to use my insertion point in the center by putting the back loop and the back bump onto my hook. And then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through and yarn over and pull through 2. And I've created my single crochet. Now, because I've played with the loop so much, now that hole looks really huge, but it normally doesn't look huge like that. And it's also because I've magnified the image for you. So you can see that my single crochet is in that second chain. Now, it's up to you. So it's just what works for that particular piece. Okay, so the next step in row 1 says to chain 5. This is the first step in the repeat. So chaining 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next step in the repeat says to skip the next 5 chains. So we're skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, because we went into this one already. We're skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going into here with a single crochet. Okay, the third step is single crochet in the next chain. Okay, so in chain number 6, skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crocheted here. Now it says, that was the last step in the repeat. It says repeat from the star across. Okay, so I'm going to start at the first step of the repeat, which was to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm going to skip the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am going to single crochet in the next chain right here. And then I'm going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to skip the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and single crochet here, which is the last one. Okay? So you should make it all the way down to your last one with a single crochet, your last chain. Okay? And there we have it. So if you did the same number that I did, which was 20, then you have 3 loops. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And now we're going to begin row 2. But first, our preparatory stitch ending row 1 is a chain 1 and turn. Now we begin row 2. Okay? Row 2 says to single crochet in the first single crochet. So that's the one that we just did. We just did a single crochet as our last step for row 1. That's the single crochet we're going to use as our first insertion point. So here's our single crochet, here's our insertion point. Okay, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pull through 2. And then it starts the repeat. It says chain 5. It's the first step of the repeat. Chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? And then it says single crochet in the next single crochet. So here's the next single crochet. We're going to single crochet there. Okay? So we're skipping over all of this. We're jumping right over to here with the single crochet. And then it says repeat from the star across. So we're going to start the first step in the repeat, chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then single crochet in the next single crochet here. Okay, so there's the insertion point. It's a nice hole right there underneath the V. Single crochet. Okay, then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then single crochet in our last single crochet. You can see this one has a little bit of a bump on there. This is the last single crochet. Okay, good. All right, and then chain 1 and turn. Okay, that was the end of row 2. Now we will start row 3. Okay, so row 3 says to single crochet in the first single crochet. You see there's a little pattern going on here? Yeah. All right, so here's the first single crochet, which is the last stitch we just made for row 2. So we're going to single crochet right into here, yarning over, pull through, yarning over, pulling through 2. And then it says to chain 7. Chain 7 is the first step of the repeat for row 3. Okay, so we're chaining 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, then it says to single crochet in the next single crochet, which is right here. Okay? Okay? Then it says to repeat from the star across. So we're going to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we're going to single crochet in the next single crochet right here. And we're going to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and we'll do our last single crochet right here in the last single crochet. It has that little bump on it again. That little bump is the turning chain. That's what happens when we do the turning chain. But we have to do it right into here, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pull through 2. Okay, and then we chain 1 and we turn. So now it just looks like a bunch of loops. Look, see? And lines, loops and lines. But we're gonna be winging it soon. Okay, now we're on to row 4. Okay, same thing. Row 4 starts with a single crochet in the first single crochet, which is right here. Sometimes pulling it apart really helps. Okay, and then chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you're going to single crochet in the next single crochet right here. And we repeat from the star. The first repeat is chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then single crochet here, right there, and chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and single crochet right in the next single crochet, which is right here. Okay, see that little bump? Well, the single crochet is right there. So we're gonna go right underneath that V, put it on the hook, and single crochet right into there. Okay, and now this time we're chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we turn. And that's how it should look now. Okay. Now, to begin row 5, we're actually changing things up a little bit here. Row 5, we skip the first single crochet for row 5. Okay, so remember before we were going right into these, but not this time. Row 5 says skip the first single crochet, and the first repeat step is to single crochet around the next chain 7 loops on the last 2 rows at the same time. So for rows 3 and rows 4, our repeats both started with a chain of 7. Here they are, 1 and 2. These are the 2 chains of 7 that we did. Okay, for rows 3 and 4. Row 5 says that we're going to single crochet around these 2 loops together at the same time. We're about to create our wings. Are you ready? Good, let's do it. So here is rows 3 and 4. We're single crocheting around them. Okay, did you see that? Let me do it again. Let me back up the video a little bit. Okay, so here is rows 3 and 4. I'm gonna go around them, okay? So here, like so, okay? So I'm not going in an actual stitch. I'm going to put them both onto the top of my hook, okay? And I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull the hook out, keeping that yarn over on. And now I have my 2 loops on, okay, which is normal for a single crochet. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through the 2, okay? And there's, look, there's a little wing, okay? Now I'm going to chain 5 again, okay, like we did to begin this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? And the next step says to repeat from the start. So the first step in this repeat is to single crochet around this chain 7 loops from the 2 previous rows. Rows 3 and rows 4. So here it is again. I'm going to single crochet around this. Remember, I'm just putting my hook directly underneath that row 3, putting them both, laying them on top of my hook, yarning over, taking great care to make sure that when I pull it out, that I pull the yarn with the mouth of the hook underneath those 2. And I lift it up and I have 2 chains on. Well, 2 loops on, 1 and 2. And then I'm yarning over and I'm pulling through 2. So I've single crocheted around those 2 loops. Okay? And now I'm going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to go right around these 2 loops again. Okay? And if you look at the pattern, depending on where you are, if you're doing more than I did, you're going to actually repeat what we've just done until we get to the final step here. So there's no more repeats, right? There's no more loops to go around. So I'm going to chain 2 now because there's no more loops to go around. So when you get to a point where you have no more loops to go around, you're not going to chain 5 at the end. You're not going to start the repeat again. You're going to chain 2, okay, because the repeat has finished. Chain 2 and double crochet in the last single crochet. So here's the last single crochet from the previous row, right? You notice because you see that little extra little loop bump here. You see that? That's your turning chain. Here's your V. You're going to go right into here. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay? And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. And then that's what it's going to look like. See the wings? We're winging it. Yes. Okay. Now moving on to row number 6. Row number 6 starts out with a single crochet in the first double crochet. Okay, so there's the double crochet that we just did. We're gonna single crochet right in that baby. Okay, right into here. Okay, so here's the double crochet post, right? You see the post here. This is the post for the double crochet. This is the beginning stitch. Okay, there's the V for the beginning stitch. Not that, that's our turning chain. Here's our V for the beginning stitch. There's the insertion point directly underneath there with a single crochet right in there. Okay, then you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then it says to single crochet in the next single crochet. So right here, okay, the one that's around the 2 loops. So right into here, single crochet into the stitch, okay, and then it says to chain 5. This is the start of the repeat, chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it says single crochet in the next single crochet. So here's the next single crochet. We're going to go into here, right into here. And then it says repeat across. So we're going to do another chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and single crochet into here, right here. Okay, and so now we're at our end here. It says across, chain 2, and then single crochet in the 3rd chain of the turning chain 5. Okay, so this was our turning chain 5. So you want to go all the way till you get to the last single crochet, and then you want to stop with this. This one, it's not clear because it says across, and usually when a pattern says across, I'm thinking across, and we're gonna finish in the last stitch. But that's not the case here. They want us to stop here, and they want us to chain 2. So 1 and 2 in the 3rd chain of the turning chain 5 from row 5. Turning chain 5 from row 5. You're going to do a single crochet. So here is the chain 5, 1, 2, and here's the 3rd turning chain. And I count up from the bottom, and I'm going to insert my hook right into here, same way I normally do with the back loop and the stitch on. And I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and yarn over and pull through too. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to turn. Okay, and that's what we have. All right, next up we're gonna go to row 7. Okay, so row 7 says to skip the first single crochet. So we're skipping this, and it says single crochet in the next single crochet. So we're gonna single crochet right into here. Okay, all right, right here. See that? So we're skipping this, we're going into here with the single crochet. And then it says to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, then it says single crochet in the next single crochet. So right into here. And then it says repeat from the star across. So we're going to chain 7 again. The first step in the repeat is a chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and single crochet into here, this next single crochet. Okay. And it says across, which really means up until you have went into the second to last single crochet, because this would be a single crochet too. Okay, so once you get to the second to last single crochet, you're going to stop and you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to double crochet in the last single crochet. Okay, so yarning over. Here's the last single crochet. You see the little bump? And we're going to go right into here. And yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn. And that's what we have now. Okay. Okay, so row 8 says to single crochet in the first double crochet once again. So right here, so we're single crocheting right here, and then we're chaining 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to single crochet in the next single crochet. So right here. Okay. And then we're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to single crochet in the next single crochet, which is here. And then we're chaining 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to single crochet here. Well, this is the last single crochet for this row, because this was actually the chain 6 from row 6. Okay, so we're gonna single crochet in this last single crochet from the previous row. Okay, and then we're going to stop. That's the end of our repeat. We're now going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to single crochet in the third chain of the turning chain. So here's our turning chain 6 from row 6. So we're going to single crochet in the third chain of this, 1, 2, and 3. So right into here, I'm going to do a single crochet, and we're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, and now we are up to row 9. Okay, so this is what you should have up until this point. Okay, a little lopsided, isn't it? Okay, this is what you should have up until this point. And we're going to single crochet. We're starting row 9 to single crochet in the first single crochet. So we just did a single crochet right into here, single crochet, and then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to skip the next single crochet, so we're skipping this next single crochet, and we're going to single crochet around the next chain 7 loops on the last 2 rows at the same time again. Okay, so we're skipping this first single crochet, we're hopping over here to these 2 babies, and we're going to do a single crochet around these 2. Okay, so we're putting our hook underneath the bottom one. Okay, we're yarning over and we're pulling it through, and then yarning over, pulling through 2. Okay, and then we're going to repeat that. So we'll do a chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to single crochet around these 2. So right here around these 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we're going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to single crochet in the last single crochet. Okay, so not this one, we're skipping over this one. Remember, we skipped over the first one, so we're going to skip over this single crochet, the last one, the second to last single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in the actual last single crochet from the row. So it's all the way down here. So not this one, we're skipping this one, we're skipping the next single crochet, and we're going into the last. Okay, and there it is. See that? That's my last one. You see the little chain, turning chain bump there, and there's that one. Okay, and then we're chaining 1 and we're turning. And that's the end. We repeat rows 2 through 9 for this pattern. And as you can see, we're winging it. You see it? You see the little wings forming? It's a nice little cute little pattern. So in the comment section, let me know what you do with this pattern. And thanks so much for tuning in to our Crochet Connection. And until next time, happy crafting!